na yung sasakyan namin. Padaong na. Bali 2 hours ang boat ride na ito, cruise. Yan naman yung flagship pala na sumasakay ako kanina, iba pala. Malamang ito ang sasakyan natin, mami, eh. Dahil ito flagship ito, itong nasa kanan. Iba palang kumpanya rin yan, eh. Ibang contract yan, yung flagship.
Lahat ng iba-iba. Ito naman, parang restaurant to, eh. Pero nagtutok na. Ayan.
Yan ang QR namin. Yan ang titignan. Just 2, 3, including you.
Including me, I'm going. Fine.
Right.
Only if I can get juice.
Okay.
You guys out here visiting from somewhere?
What's your name now?
Oh, really?
What's your name, ma'am?
Monica.
Monica.
YouTube.
Oh, far away.
You guys like it out here? Or?
Yeah, we love it.
Nice. You guys been out here before?
Not from the west coast, only on the east coast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
This is the first time it's on
What's your name, sir?
My name is Nick. What's your
Nick.
name? Yeah, I'll have you wait here for a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You filming a documentary?
Yes, I'm vlogging.
So there's some restrooms here. There's more on the next level for you, so you don't have to come down here every single time. Food, beverage, and the bar is up. Well, it's throughout the ship, but the top deck, they'll come up to your table wherever you decide to sit.
Okay.
Just go up the staircase, and then at the gentleman up there will guide you how to get to the very top deck.
Okay.
Absolutely. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Of course.
Attends, chérie, je vais te le montrer. Je suis pas sûre que t'en aies besoin.
So some restrooms here, but there's a bunch more on the next level for you. You don't have to come down here if you need to use them. Wherever you decide to
Ah, c'est en plus, c'est un FFP2 d'enfants. Hello.
Bathrooms are on both sides of the ship.
Hello. All right.
Yes. You want a good view? Oh, hello.
No. You're in YouTube tomorrow.
Qu'est-ce qu'on peut aller sur le
You
deck,
want to get a good view with that camera? You take these stairs to Sky Deck.
Okay.
That's what we'll be patrolling past all the sorts.
Okay, thank you.
Good time.
Thank you.
Well, you just go up there. There should be menus around if you want a snack, a drink.
Say hello to my subscribers.
Hey, what's up, man?
All right. thank you.
Subscribe. Don't forget to like, comment, and
There you
subscribe.
go.
Ring that doorbell to get notifications.
There you go. Perfect. Oh, right here? Okay, fine. Udod lang. Can you say hello, man? Hello, my new friend.
From Minnesota.
From Minnesota, okay.
Oh, Minnesota.
Okay. Minnesota, I am from Florida.
Florida, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Paalis na ang Spirit of San Diego. Yan naman mga tatlong oras yan eh. May kainan, may live band yan eh. Medyo mahal. Pero mo mga 168 yata. Tinignan ko na sa online eh. Medyo mahal ang ticket niyan. Saka na lang pagka tumama ako ng lato. Ha? Dito na ako muna. Lilipat ako mamaya.
Yeah.
Yan ako ang mamamaniho mamaya. Yan o, ang piloto namin. Ang lakas. We'll be back in 2 hours. Ah? Bakit nakaano ka ba?
No, it's just on the, so yeah,
Oh.
getting the name.
Hmm. na, paatras na kami. Nasaan yung piloto namin? Nakatulog yata. Ay, sa taas na siya, no? Yeah.
Oh my God, that's you're only 14.
Dajay mo timay sa mami eh. Tingnan natin kung gaano ito ang pinakamataas dahil 3 stories ito eh. Tingnan natin kung nandoon sa taas yung mga iba. Yan. Ng boat na ito. Ayan.
Alrighty everybody, once again welcome aboard Admiral Hornblower. My name is Ryan. I am your first officer today. I was the guy in the white shirt up at the top of the ramp when you guys were boarding, if that makes sense. So we're going to go and do our Northbound Harbor tour. Everything I talk about, for the most part, will be off the right-hand side or the starboard side of the boat. So if you want to follow along, go ahead and look in that direction. First up here, we got this big green building. It says Port of San Diego on there. That itself is not the port. That is actually the cruise ship terminal at the port, believe it or not. So, just because the whole big coof thing going on right now, the cruise ships do not have very many passengers on board. So, they're not making any money, so they can't pay their rent at the dock. So that's why you don't see any of them up there right now. But as we get out to the mouth of the harbor, you'll be able to see a couple of those big guys hanging out there in the ocean. That is the world's oldest active iron-hulled sailing ship. So this was laid down back in 1863 to serve the life as a sailing hull. So you go into Alaska, dead fish, and bring them back out here because, you know, they can't swim anymore. harbor too, but let's talk about airplanes for a second. How do those things work? No one knows. It's just like magnets. Anyways, the airport's over here off our right hand side. This is Charles Lindbergh Field, aka the San Diego International Airport, aka the single busiest runway in all of North America. So each of those planes that you see taking off and landing actually has to do a coordinated song and dance between themselves and that aircraft control tower, just to avoid catastrophe. But in the case of catastrophe on the water, well, you see those white buildings over there that said Fly USCG on them. Well, that's Coast Guard Sector San Diego. Those guys are our first responders out here on the water. So kind of like if you call 911 on the road, you have police or fire show up. Well, if we call for help on the water, that's who's going to show up. Food there, but that restaurant actually marks the beginning of Harbor Island.
That's where we eat.
Harbor Island is actually a bit of a misnomer.
That's where
Not
we
quite
eat
an
right
island.
there.
It's actually a
The blue
T,
thing?
like a blob of a T-shaped
The last time
peninsula,
we were here,
and it's man-made. So way back in the 1500s, when the bay was originally discovered by Spanish and
Look at
Portuguese
those birds.
explorers, it didn't look anything like it does today.
look at this
Completely different
bird.
size, different shape, different depth, but somehow all these buildings were still here back then. But it was only about 5 to 7 feet deep on average, meaning a full-grown adult could probably walk from one side to the other without even getting their hair wet. But nowadays, if you look off our left side, you're going to see the main channel. It's marked by those green and red buoys. That area is dredged out to a depth of about 50 feet. That allows passage for all the big boys, so like cargo ships, aircraft carriers, cruise ships, all those have safe passage into the harbor now. But as you dug up from the bottom, you have a bunch of material that you're bringing up. It's called spoil or dredgings. So what they do with all that stuff? Well, they just plopped it down off our right-hand side, created that island that you see there today. So that work was done in the early 1900s by the Army Corps of Engineers. And since the Army Corps of Engineers are a body of the federal government still has a little bit of say in what goes on that island. Their biggest directive right now is green renewable electricity. So best example of that is this Sheraton Hotel that we're starting to pass by. That Sheraton Hotel is actually not connected to the SDG&E power grid. So those guys that you pay your gas bill, your gravity bill, your electrical bill to, they don't pay a dime to them. They actually make their own electricity on site, the hydrogen fuel cell system. So it's completely green, renewable electricity, and they say it has the power of 1,000 suns. So this rocky shoreline that you see along Harbor Island is there to protect it from erosion. Natural islands do not need that because they grew up on their own, they supported themselves, and they don't need mommy and daddy looking out for them. But anything that's man-made here in the harbor actually has that same rocky shoreline. That stuff is called riprap. It's one of my favorite words out here in the harbor, riprap. And anytime you see that, it's a dead giveaway that the area of land that you're looking at is man-made. that it flashes at the correct intensity and duration required by the Coast Guard to be listed on navigation or on charts. So if you ever get your hands on a chart of the San Diego Bay for whatever reason, take a look on there. You'll notice there's actually a restaurant listed. I always say it'd be funny if they put the menu for that restaurant in the footnotes of that chart.
Yeah, that's Navy base. I don't know. There's also Coronado. Yeah, Coronado Air Station. Those right there are, yeah, it's a naval base. You can see those helicopters right there. Parked.
All those sailboats in there. That's called America's Cup Harbor. So that's named after the famous sailboat race that goes on every couple of years or so. And that's the home to San Diego's sport fishing fleet. So if you go in there, you can actually get on a boat and go on a fishing trip from anywhere from a couple hours all the way up to about 10 days. Let's say you want some fish, but you don't want to pull it out of the water. Well, they have an option for you over there as well. Look at those colorful buildings, blues, greens, and yellows. That's the fish market over there at America's Cup Harbor. You can buy fresh fish there daily. But if you want some fish, you don't want to catch it or cook it yourself. Well, I totally understand. I have another option for you over here. We'll look over and see that circular building with the green roof. That's a Hawaiian restaurant. That's called Bali Pipe. That second Mai Tai and go on to your third, they are going to say no. That's because they have a strict 2 Mai Tai per customer per day policy. So those things are 100% alcohol.
Yeah.
So this next area will land off our right side. This looks awfully similar to Harbor Island, and it's basically the same deal. It's made from the dredging of the bay, man-made, and it's on an island that's connected to the mainland. Shelter Island, though, is a little bit more centered around outdoorsy activities, as evidenced by the large outdoor grassy park and this public boat launch that we're starting to pass by now. You can see these concrete walls with the big blue arrows behind it. You can go up there with your boat, or even better, if you go up there with somebody else's boat, then you have to pay for it. And you can drop your boat in the water there and pull it out. Absolutely free of charge, 24/7, 365 days a year. And then right after that public boat launch, you have a sandy beach, modeled after the sandy beaches of Hawaii. And over at Crete, that beach, they actually imported 17.5 tons of Hawaiian beach sand to lay down over there. That's a research vessel, and that is owned by the Scripps Institute of Oceanography. Those guys go out and they do research on the ocean, as their name evidences, as well as atmospheric conditions and all the wildlife that lives in between the two. So fun fact about those guys, they actually helped the Navy develop their marine mammal program, which is a program where the Navy has bottlenose dolphins and California sea lions that they train just like SeaWorld, but they don't train them to do tricks. The trick that they train them to do is to go find underwater